Guys, how frustrating is it to find a great pair of jeans? Too tight here, too loose there.
With the Merry Mannequins. Now you're totally tuned in.
I tell you, by George, of course. For tennis? Nothing like a bigger side of tennis to get to. Good morning, Bottomley. Ready for that set of lawn ball? No, McCoo. Not today. Just one fast set, eh? Thousand pardons, madam. Just trying to cheer up a despondent old man. So it's a little bet on the game, Colonel. Loser buys a dinner, eh? A fish dinner. It's a sporting go. Service? Said the other cat, the old man's in that racket. Ooh, yeah. Splendid, splendid, splendid. Have rum go. Just missed the net. Man's luck is astounding. Top spin. Eye on the ball. Aha, you missed it. Foot fault! This little sly bit of trash really wasn't. I'm not feeling anything's fair, you know. Lewis! Forehand lob! Ooh! Drop shot! Oh, backhand! Oh, backhand slap! Out! Why, confound you, Bottomley, that was in a mile. In! In! All right, take it over. Oh, by George, lace on my shorts. Gorgeous McCoo. That's me to lace. Bottomley, score. Love 15. Love 30. Love 40. Okay, fella. Let's go. Just a minute, sir. This court is taken. Sorry, Magoo. But we're guests here. Guests or no guests, this walrus goes back to the pond and stays there. By George, just pack my bags. I'm leaving. Walrus. Did he say walrus? Well, won't need the old rocket anymore. I never remember. By George, I've got it. I don't care what kind of a walrus he is. I like him. I like him. I like him. Oh, that's a good one. That's a corking. Now, heard the story about the two catfish? One says the other, my old man is in that stew. He liked it better than he ever. Oh, no new material. He's laughing.
Coming up next on Totally Tuned In.
There's a mouse in this house. And just look what the mouse dragged in. And maybe the mouse has got your tongue. Yes, indeed, the mouse is out of the bag. No hairballs or litter box for this guy. How perfect is that? The Tom and Jerry Show, weeknights at 7, 6 Central on metv Toons.
Coconut, mango, papaya, vanilla, vanilla, vanilla. Drench your skin in dreamy vanilla paradise. Find your bliss with Palmer's Tahitian Vanilla.
Someday, all right.
No, not now.
Yeah, dude, that doesn't look good.
I know what to do.
What's that?
I'm going to castnetusa.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, I can have the money as soon as the same business day.
Oh, nice save.
Oh, saving the day is easy. With CashNet USA.
When you need money fast, be the hero. Go to cashnetusa.com to apply for the money you need now.
Introducing the all-new Mobilizer compression socks from Copperfit, America's #1 compression sock brand. Easy on, easy off compression socks that reduce swelling and relieve tired, achy feet with built-in arch support technology for targeted relief right where you need it.
I thought all compression socks are the same, and I'll tell you, it's a world of difference. They reduce inflammation, they reduce the pain.
No more pain, no more achy feet.
These are the socks to wear to help keep the energy going. It's just been amazing for me.
And now, Copperfit compression just got even better with energizing blue infrared fibers woven into soft, breathable compression fabric to help boost circulation, reduce swelling, and relieve pain. Copperfit compression plus Lumicore blue infrared fibers. 2 breakthrough technologies combined to give you soothing foot relief all day, every day, so you can stay mobile.
The compression, the fit, the comfort. I love these socks. I want to have them on all the time.
I can get up every morning and do exactly what I want to do because I'm not in foot pain anymore.
I'm addicted to wearing them. Now I feel like I can get anything done no matter what it is.
Breathable, easy on, easy off design. Graduated compression for energizing support and to reduce swelling from prolonged sitting or standing. Built-in arch support technology. Plus, Lumicore blue infrared fibers to boost circulation and reduce swelling for soothing all-day relief.
They'll keep me going. They're going to keep me mobile, keep me doing the things I want to do.
The Lumicore technology works fantastic. That, to me, was the game changer.
Get mobilized, guaranteed, or your money back. Get your Mobilizer socks now at mobilizersocks.com for as low as $19.99. Plus, your shipping is free. That's right, free shipping.
The more I wore them, the better it got.
I just feel happier.
Nothing compares to Copperfit Mobilizer socks. Nothing.
You have got to get these.
Get yours now at mobilizersocks.com.
I'm Saquon Barkley, and I spent all day jumping through hoops. But watching football shouldn't feel like jumping through hoops. That's why I have DirecTV. It brings all my football into one place, so I can easily find and watch it. No jumping, no flipping, or hopping between apps, or channels. It's all my games, no matter where they air. Football's hard, but football with DirecTV, easy.
Stream football without the hurdles on DirecTV.
In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. In 2 straight lines, they broke their bread and brushed their teeth and went to bed. They left the house at 9:30 in 2 straight lines. In rain or shine. smiled at the good and frowned at the bad. They marched all over Paris, 12 little girls in 2 straight lines.
Au secours, sauvez-la, c'est affreux! N'ayez pas peur, mademoiselle, nous sauverons votre petite fille. Attention, en place!
The smallest one was Madeline. Although she was small, the smallest one of all, she was not afraid of mice. She loved winter snow and ice. To the tiger in the zoo, Madeline just said, "Pooh, pooh." And nobody knew so well how to frighten Miss Clavel. In the middle of one night, Miss Clavel turned on the light and said, "Something is not right." Afraid of disaster, Miss Clavel ran fast and faster. Little Madeline sat in bed, cried and cried. Her eyes were red.
Venez vite, docteur, Madeleine est malade, elle est malade!
And soon after Dr. Cohn came, he rushed out to the phone. And he dialed Danton 10-6. "Nurse," he said, "it's an appendix." Everybody had to cry. Not a single eye was dry. Madeline was in his arm, in a blanket, safe and warm. In a car with a red light, they drove out into the night. Madeline woke up 2 hours later in a room filled with flowers. Very soon she ate and drank. On her bed there was a crack, and a crack on the ceiling had the habit of sometimes looking like a rabbit. Outside were birds, trees, and sky. And so 10 days passed quickly by. One nice morning, Miss Clavel said, "Isn't this a fine day to visit Madeline?" Visitors from 2 to 4 read a sign outside her door. In they walked and then said, "Ah!" when they saw the toys and candy and the dollhouse from Papa. But the biggest surprise by far, on her stomach was a scar. "Goodbye," they said. "We'll come again." And the little girls left in the rain. They went home and broke their bread, brushed their teeth, and went to bed. In the middle of the night, Miss Clavel turned on her light and said, "Something is not right." And afraid of disaster, Miss Clavel ran fast and faster. And she said, "Please, children, do tell me what is troubling you." And all the little girls cried, "Oh, we want to have our appendix out too." Good night, little girls. Thank the Lord you are well. And now go to sleep, said Miss Clavel. And she turned out the light and closed the door. And that's all there is. There isn't any more.
Coming up next on Totally Tuned In.
In the great hall of the Justice League.
Batman, look! Something's happening to the Justice League monitor screen.
There are assembled the world's greatest heroes.
We better notify the other Super Friends.
Their mission to fight injustice.
Off you go directly to jail.
To right that which is wrong.
Robin, that sign says keep off the grass.
And to serve all mankind.
Be there before you can blink.
The Super Friends.
There's no time to lose. We've got to find it.
Weekdays at 3, 2 Central on metv Toons.
Look closely at history in the making. These are among the final pennies that were produced by the U.S. Mint. 1-cent coins have been continuously issued for circulation by the government since the very beginning of the U.S. Mint. Now, the government has stopped minting pennies forever. But you have one more chance to keep these final issues alive in your collection when you acquire these 2025 United States penny rolls for just $9.95 each. Why are pennies becoming obsolete? In the last few years alone, the U.S. Mint reported losing hundreds of millions of dollars minting them, since labor and material costs were far higher than the coin's face value. Now, the U.S. penny will be minted no more. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime collectible event. And there's still one last chance for you to benefit, announcing the National Collectors Mint release of a limited supply of United States penny rolls, each containing 50 pennies dated 2025 for just $9.95 each plus shipping. But condition is important, and these pennies are in premium, brilliant, uncirculated condition, far better than anything you might expect to see in your pocket change. Other retailers are selling the same 2025 pennies right now for $2, $5, even $9 per coin. But during this special release, this 50-coin roll of brilliant, uncirculated 2025 pennies can be yours for just $9.95 plus shipping, protected by our 60-day money-back guarantee. There is a strict limit of 20 rolls per caller. Each set comes complete with a certificate of authenticity. Reservations will be filled on a first-come, first-served basis, so the earliest orders will receive priority status over later ones. Due to rising demand, it's important to act now before supplies shrink and prices surge. So don't delay. Avoid disappointment and future regret. Reserve yours today. Call now.
To order, call 1-800-845-5643. That's 1-800-845-5643. Strict limit of 20 rolls per caller. Again, that's 1-800-845-5643. Call or log on now.
And now, a metv Toons tune.
He doesn't have to be too sharp to be my razor man. I want a clean-shaven man. I want a clean-shaven man. Oh, how I behave when he takes the shave. I want a clean-shaven man.
Watch Popeye and other cartoons every day on metv Toons. metv Toons has some serious turtle power! Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Weekday mornings, afternoons, and late on metv Toons.
Lovely mannequin, come on, let's begin doing things we ought to do.
What are you waiting for? Honey, I'd adore getting chummy with a dummy like you. Here I have to pose, wearing pretty clothes, looking at the same old view.
tired of standing still. Now I get a thrill getting chummy with a dummy like you.
Isn't she exquisite? Isn't he divine?
Soon they'll pay a visit to a preacher's friend of mine.
Honey, why can't we plant a family tree?
In a garden just for two. Oh, a sweet delight.
He'll walk the floor at night,
Getting chummy with a dummy like you.
calling all the stores. Everybody hurry to the furniture floor. Hurry, everyone, we will have some fun. But before that happens, there is work to be done. How can lovebirds cuddle in a love nest cold and bare? While they're in a huddle, the love nest will prepare. Everyone must do his share and help this big affair.
We're ready to go. We're ready to go. We're gonna furnish up a model bungalow.
I'll set in the hall. I'll hang on the wall.
Won't I be handy when the lights are low?
I'll handle the toast.
And I'll cook a roast.
Say, we're the ones that he'll be seeing most.
Get out of my way. We haven't all day. Grandpa, you're too slow.
We're ready to go. Come along to the throng. You're going to miss it, I fear.
Never mind. I've got time. I'll be rolling along in a year.
quiet. metv Toons is on.
But Daffy...